Okay, so today I will talk about Serbian political party stances toward Kosovo issue. And I will start with some general information about my article. So, the appeal to national values such as, which one of the most important is the preservation of Kosovo, can be understood as ancien regime heritage that is deeply rooted in Serbian society. It may be alleged that institutional value patterns, which formation was accompanied by ethnic mobilization processes, determine how current Serbian parties operate, while changes in current policy are limited by political costs such as electoral success or potentially negative reaction of Serbian society. As a result, Kosovo has long been and still remains a powerful tool for political mobilization. And the article states that party policies on Kosovo determine that Serbian society continuously see the issue of Kosovo as one of the most important domestic policy questions. And the article raised the problematic question whether the Kosovo issue is the object of political parties manipulation based on a utility maximizing approach, or Kosovo, being the integral part of the collective identity, automatically dictates the patterns of Serbian political parties' electoral strategies. And the article states that in order to explain the party stances on Kosovo, it is essential to combine the influence of both rational factors, such as social support or electoral success, and normative elements, such as parties' institutional culture or internal norms or ideological stances. And the aim of this paper is to evaluate Serbian political party stances towards Kosovo issue in the period 2000 and 2012. And the article focuses on policy attitudes of relevant Serbian political parties toward Kosovo issue, and these attitudes' proneness to persistence and mutability over time. And the task of the article are three. The first is to examine the importance of institutional and normative factors informing Serbian political actors' preferences, then to analyze the Kosovo issue in public discourses of Serbian political parties during the election time, and finally to evaluate the dynamics of change and durability of political parties' positions toward Kosovo issue. In our research, we apply historical institutionalism as the main explanatory theory, which emphasizes on the ideational dimension of party rules, values, and discourse, provide a useful analytical tool for studying Serbian political party stances toward Kosovo, since institutional cultures represented by the parties are seen as very important shapers of the behavior of political actors. Besides, historical institutionalism offers helpful analytical tools for addressing the causes as well as the degree of possible Serbian territorial parties' policy change or continuity over time. The literature review reveals that a series of studies dedicated to Serbian political parties deals with a wide range of issues. Still, there were no attempts to analyze Serbian political parties' positions on Kosovo issue, addressing this topic directly. And this gives additional relevance to my article. And I would now like to discuss my research results. And as table 1 shows, despite different ideologies, most of Serbian political parties pay a great attention to the issue of Kosovo, which usually grows before the upcoming election. Although the majority of political parties reject the independence of Kosovo, Serbian parliamentary election results demonstrated in the graph 1 indicate that neither moderate nor radical party groups get the majority of votes. And it's caused that Serbian governments are characterized by inconsistent political agenda, not only in forming its stance toward Kosovo issue, but also in providing effective solutions to social and economic problems. And evaluation of Serbian political parties' electoral campaigns revealed that there exists a sharp division that splits the Serbian political actors as well as the electorate so neatly in two. The so-called nationalist bloc is made up of mainly two parties, that is Democratic Party of Serbia and Serbian Radical Party, which all refuse any consideration of Kosovo independence. And the Kosovo issue is the starting point for many policies for those parties. While for moderate or liberal parties, bloc, which is composed mainly from a Democratic Party, G70 Plus, or United Regions of Serbia from 2010, then Liberal Democratic Party, and from 2006, Socialist Party of Serbia, the top priority is Serbia integration to European Union. And these political actors seem less inclined to take a hard line on Kosovo independence. Accordingly, these two different political parties' blocs use different electoral strategies. Nationalist Party's electoral discourse on Kosovo is based on appealing to patriotic sentiments and historical events and its interpretation. Party's leaders, such as Vojislav Koštunica, rhetoric is reactionary and emotional. Slogans such as Kosovo is Serbia, fight for Kosovo, and the others are integral parts of the Democratic Party of Serbia and Serbian Radical Party's electoral campaign. Instead of offering a concrete solution to the territorial dispute, party members manipulate the concept of patriotism and exploit the disappointment of disintegration processes of former Yugoslavia that still lingers in Serbian society. And in this discourse, the issue of Kosovo acquires a new meaning and becomes a symbol of injustice suffered by Serbs. Such rhetoric about Kosovo is comparable with Slobodan Milosevic's stance on the same issue, whereas the parties that are in favor of European Union membership refuse emotion-based Kosovo representation and focuses mainly on practical issues such as the Kosovo Serbs' right protection question. And parties' discourses on Kosovo are based on rational and legal arguments. These parties, these liberal or moderate parties, could be described as change agents because it seeks to distance itself from the past policy and initiate a new approach in Serbs and Kosovo-Albanian relations. For example, the Liberal Democratic Party fully supports the independence of Kosovo, which is considered to be the last step of disintegration of former Yugoslavia. Accordingly, the election campaigns of the moderate political parties are dominated by issues of economic and democratic questions. Still, the most of these parties' positions are largely determined by the utility maximizing approach, which is the biggest problem. For example, G17 Plus, or United Regions of Serbia, decision to form a new government with Serbian Progressive Party and Socialist Party of Serbia after 2012 elections may indicate some changes in general party policy toward Kosovo, since one of the newly formed government goal is defending Serbia's territorial integrity and not recognizing independence of Kosovo. And before that, G70 Plus had a really restrained approach to Kosovo Serbs, to Kosovo, and this approach was based on mainly on practical issues. And to summarize the main points of the article, it could be said that informing stances toward Kosovo independence issues, Serbian political parties applies utility maximizing approach, but it appeared to be complementary to parties' ideational values and normative orientations. From 2000 and 2012, most of Serbian political parties preserved their stances on the issue of Kosovo. And nevertheless, the graph 2 indicates that since the critical moment, which is considered to be which is of the major institutional and normative alteration, is considered to be the political regime change in 2000, political parties are characterized by first and second degree party policy change dynamics, such as internal institutional environment change, which involved party splits prompted by individual party members' initiatives to change original party policy toward Kosovo. As an example can be given Democratic Party's member and former Serbia Prime Minister Zoran Živković's suggestion in 2005 to divide Kosovo that would stipulate the Albanians' independence. Since Democratic Party supported only one possible solution to territorial dispute, which was the preservation of Kosovo autonomy, Živković left the party in 2007 and founded Liberal Democratic Party. Another Serbian political party's policy change dynamic include policy alterations that were determined by the utility maximizing approach that promotes policy change. And an example can be given New Serbia's party electoral behavior. In the party's political program, Kosovo question is not mentioned. Nevertheless, in respect that the party usually made coalitions with nationalist parties, its position on Kosovo had been always influenced by the stronger coalition partners. Thus, the party had always sought to maximize the benefits, since it used to accommodate to the circumstances in order to get votes. All these political changes that I mentioned indicate institutional alterations in party policy tools and settings, while general policy goals toward Kosovo did not alter. But the Socialist Party of Serbia was an exception, since its transformation is characterized by a third-level degree of policy change, which means fundamental policy reversal. Unlike in the period of Slobodan Milošević's leadership, Serbian Socialist Party deviated from nationalistic path and prefers diplomatic solution to territorial disputes. While the Serbian Radical Party and the Democratic Party of Serbia are the most constant when talking about Kosovo. Since the foundation, they continue to reject any aspirations of Kosovo statehood, and such policy can be attributed to the coherent nationalistic ideologies expressed by these two parties. Whereas the G17 Plus and the Liberal Democratic Party moderate position on Kosovo can be explained by strong pro-Western stances expressed by these two parties, as well by the period of the party's foundation, because there is a tendency that parties that formed after 2000 distance themselves from populist policies toward Kosovo and focus on socio-economic issues. The party's members' composition can also influence more restrained approach to territorial disputes, since G17 Plus emerged from the non-governmental organization with mostly economic experts. The eternal ideational environment of the Serbian political parties also explain policy attitudes toward Kosovo, because individual characteristics of the Democratic Party of Serbia members cause strict positions on Kosovo, because most of the former regime supporters joined the party after Slobodan Milošević's withdrawal from the power. And this ensured the continuity of uncompromising policy toward Kosovo, while the changes of political leader can also affect party policy path. For instance, Serbian Radical Party's rhetoric on ethnic minorities on Kosovo had become slightly moderate when in 2003 Tomislav Nikolić replaced Vojislav Šešelj. To sum up, it can be said that the Kosovo issue will continue to haunt Serbian politics. The political heritage that is based on tradition of ethnic mobilization still dictates the electoral behavior of most of Serbian political parties. Shaping their positions on the Kosovo issue, parties use widespread value patterns, not rational arguments. This leads to further escalation of the Kosovo subject as an separable part of Serbia. Although these examples are very selective and findings are rather suggestive than definite, they offer a small piece of evidence that there is a noticeable change in Serbian political actors' representation of Kosovo, since the public rhetoric of political parties acquires more pragmatic features. In addition to this, increased sophistication of Serbians' electoral preferences reflect the fact that in Serbia exists institutional and normative pluralism, which is crucial for long-term solutions to territorial disputes. Thank you for your attention.